I'm concerned about the future. I don't know too many people that aren't concerned. So what I kind of have to do is get the energy through my body to just jump. Have you tried it? Like seriously, when I start to worry and feel like overwhelmed, we can't just follow the stress. We're gonna end up being like the tail being wagged by the dog. Like, I want to choose. I want to have and maintain my empowerment and my choice during these stressful times. And I only am able to do that when I know what conversations are important to be having right now, when I can connect to what I really want in life, and when I can regulate my nervous system enough to be able to process through the stress, but then get to the main thing, which is like not anger. Like, anger is just, that's something I got to process through to pass that to living. And so many of us are stuck just in the anger, and it makes sense. We have a lot to be angry about. We think focusing on the tension and the chaos is the important thing. And I think we're missing it if we do that, because what we should be focusing on is what kind of life do we want to create for ourselves. Now is the time to be really intentional about that. It's really hard to talk about things like joy, being awake in life, pursuing your dreams when it feels like there are real survival things going on in the world. You know, when you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's real hard to talk about being awake to your life and not numbing when you're wondering about your livelihood and how the economy is going to affect how a war or how oil prices will affect things for you. That's where most people stop. But it's just as important to be asking yourself, what matters to me right now? What are my priorities? What do I feel like I want to do? How do I want to spend my time? What do I want to pursue business-wise? I think it's very wise right now to be asking ourselves, is our current model of income, does that feel safe? Or do we need to be thinking a little bit outside the box? Do we need to be reinventing how we're sourcing our income? I think now more than ever, we need to be awake to the things that we love and the things that are important to us, because it will be very easy to be swept up by the news and the goings on that we forget we do have control over our choices, over what we focus on. Like, it's counterintuitive because it just feels like this kind of talk feels frivolous when there are more pressing things going on. And I actually would assert that the reverse is true. These kind of conversations are even more crucial now than they were before. There's urgency in terms of time. We don't know what's going to happen, but there's also this sense of like things are shifting. And so we want to be responsive and ahead of that instead of reactive. It's one of the reasons why if you are thinking about moving abroad, like now's the time to be thinking about those things. Not like, let's wait to see how things play out. Now's the time to be doing some of that preliminary research to see what's possible. It's counterintuitive, the leaning in to the chaos. Because what it feels like we want to do is like circle the wagons and just like hunker down. And that's not always the wisest thing. It leaves you in a very reactive position. And when you're reactive, you feel like you have less choice. You're not carving your way. You're just making do with what people are saying are your options. And I think we have a lot of control over options and opportunities, and we have the ability to create those. So, in this moment, when it's very loud, and when the noise and the pressure is rising, our goal is not to shut down, but it is to start siphoning off where are my energy leaks, like what do I want to give my energy to? And it may not be doom scrolling, and it may not be just listening incessantly to the news. Where do I want to be? What do I have control over? What's important to me? What do I love? and making decisions from a very proactive place. That's our challenge, I think. That's where aliveness and awakeness is really a service to us during these times. It's not a frivolous side conversation. It is the conversation to take us into the future.